Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today I want to talk about Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, and where the bloody hell is this game? Now, we know that this game was delayed to quote-unquote real-world events. Well, we don't know that for sure, and I wish people would... I think they say real-world events not to upset anybody, but we know because of the war in Ukraine with Russia and all that, which is still going on. That Nintendo clearly felt that they didn't want to release the game last year, and since then we have heard nothing other than saying, "Oh, we had one person ask them. They said, "Hey, we'll look at coming back to this game when we're ready to." And this is really frustrating because, as somebody who loves this series, like Advance was near and dear to my heart, and just for many reasons. It's really frustrating to see this. This is a series that has had nothing but bad luck in the West, in terms of, the first one coming out around similar time to when the Two Towers attacks happened in America, and now this has happened in Europe. And it's frustrating because, obviously those events are crazy world events, and obviously a game in the grand scheme of things. Let's make this very clear. This game doesn't matter compared to the people that have had to deal with these wars, right? Let's be frank. And it's only a selfish reason, I think, that people want this game at this point. And you can see people are fed up with waiting. But, if Nintendo aren't comfortable, fair enough. But let's talk about this game, because this is something that I still think it does exist, well, obviously. And they're still going to release it. They're not going to make Way Forward go through all that work to not release this game, right? So we know that the game is most likely coming out this year. Well, I would like to think it's coming out this year. So where does Nintendo put that? Well, as of the time of recording this, you're going to see this like late January, early February. We know that Fire Emblem's out, and that's like their main thing for January. At the start of the year, we know that Kirby's coming out. So, and then we know that Tears of the Kingdom is basically planned to come out in May. So between now and May, let's be honest, Nintendo has time. Nintendo has time on their side. Now let's assume that they have a Nintendo Direct in February. I don't know this. Maybe they do. Maybe that's where they go, hey, the game's coming out March time. Something like that. March or April. And that would be perfect. They don't even have to put that much... They're not going to put that much marketing into it at this point. I feel like the game is going to be like, this is the date it's coming back out. It would probably more likely be a Twitter announcement or some kind of social media announcement before the game appears and reappears back on to any kind of place. And for the sake of this game, I really hope this game actually does well. And when I mean well, I hope this game makes 1 million copies sold. Because after this debacle with this series, I honestly don't see Nintendo coming back to this series unless someone like Way Forward wants to make a new one. If this game does crazy numbers, let's say this game does 3 million copies, something crazy, very unlikely, then Nintendo will take notice of that, and then we'll get more stuff. But let's be real, this game isn't going to get there. I think this is the sort of game that has a chance of hitting 1 million, especially with the amount of Switches that are out in the wild. There are a lot of them, and I think if people are looking for new things to play, this is the best chance it's got. It's just frustrating. As a huge fan of this series, it is frustrating because I'm confident this no matter what comes out this year, like Zelda and Nintendo and anything else, this is the one for me. Why? Because I just really like the charm of this game. It's got good, solid gameplay, fantastic soundtrack. It's really charming, and it's like we don't get a lot of games like this. And that's the thing. It's like people love their RPGs. People love their, platformers, stuff like that, just as much like I do as well. But I like my strategy games. I like my turn-based games. I like games that make me think. And Advance Wars does that. Yes, I can go and boot up Advance Wars 1. Yes, I can go and boot up Advance Wars 2. But there's so much that I want to see about this game. Like, what have they done? What changes? What's the quality of life? Well, we've seen some of it already. The music is obviously the big thing for me. Like, I really want to hear these soundtracks in this modern style. And I want to see the other games brought over at some point as well. I'd love to see remastered or remakes of the other, like Dual Strike and things like that. I mean, those games would have to be redone completely. They're on DS, it's always tough. But I just want this series to do well. We've got, like I said, Fire Emblem's coming out. Intelligent Systems made Fire Emblem and they make Advance Wars. And they were, this little baby. But we know Fire Emblem does better because it's more personality driven, and that's what this game really needs, is people to latch up onto the different characters in Advance Wars, how they are. You know, yeah, you're controlling little tanks and stuff, you're not controlling the characters, but the interactions they have, the people you meet along the way, the stories there, it's so good. And it frustrates me because part of my success of this channel comes from that reaction of them announcing Advance Wars Remake. And, you know, I want to cover this game. I want to do campaign playthroughs. I want to do war room walkthroughs, all sorts of kinds of things, so that, you know, I can enjoy it, but I can show you just how much I love the game. Right, just how much I love everything about the game, and what, you know, why I'm so excited for it and things like that. So my prediction this year is that it's going to come out in March or April. I don't think it's going to come out any other time. Maybe December this year. I hope not, because I don't want to wait another year to play it. And that is selfish, I will say that. But for me personally, I just want people to get their hands on this game and enjoy why this is one of my favorite franchises from Nintendo. You know, I love Mario. I love the recent Zelda games. I love Donkey Kong, another series which never gets enough love. But Advance Wars is just different. It's different and charming in all the ways you want it to be. And I love Fire Emblem, but Fire Emblem is like always going to be second to Advance Wars for me, because I prefer the modern setting of Advance Wars. Yes, one is an RPG, one's a fantasy RPG versus a modern tactics game, but they are still using similar systems. And it's just heartbreaking that we still haven't got the game in our hands, we haven't been able to play it, because I would have put hours into this game. I think my channel would have like maybe weekly videos of me doing Advance Wars stuff or streams, things like that. Like, I really want to just enjoy this game, you know. Like, I'm not amazing at it. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm fantastic at it, but I still enjoy it, and I love strategy games. And really, for me, like, the soundtrack is a massive one. I keep going back to this, but it is a huge one for me. But you know, it's frustrating. I am feeling frustrated at the moment, just because it's like so annoying that that war happened. And you know, I still think, you know, at the end of the day, it's still a game. It's nowhere near as important as other people's lives. Like, I should make that very clear. It's not as important as other people's lives. But as somebody who's waiting to, who is a huge fan of these games and is waiting, it is getting to the point where I was like, Nintendo, please say something about this game so we know when it's coming out, what's going on with it. You know, I hope it gets a physical release, because I'll probably buy it physically and digitally. Like, I want to support this game. I want it to be good. I want the online to be good. All sorts of stuff about it. But yeah, we're just sitting and waiting, you know, and hopefully by the time this video goes up, early February, like, if we do get a Nintendo Direct soon, please, 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 Nintendo, put something in that Direct about Advance Wars, just to say, hey, it's got a new date, it's coming out here, and just stick to it. Like, the game's obviously ready to go. The game, they might have even like tweaked little bits of it, who knows, since all that's gone on. It's ready to go. We want it. The fans want it. So just please, just like, get it out the door and give it to us now, because at this point it's just like, the frustration. But yeah, for anyone who jumped on this channel because of that reaction and whatnot, like, please understand that, like, I've only done some content for Advance Wars, and that was Dual Strike. I don't want to do the first two games at the moment, because obviously they're in the remake. Now, I could do Days of Ruin / Dark Conflict, but the only problem with that is that's a very different vibe to that game. I like it. I do like that game. But I'm just waiting. I don't want to burn myself out playing the first two games and then find out the game's coming out and then have to replay them. I'd rather do that in this version of it. So yeah, I am frustrated, like many of you that are playing it. I'm sure you are too. But you know, this year, with any luck, it'll be this year, and the sooner the better, so that it's not March, April would be perfect. It's not in the way of anything big. Kirby's coming out around then, but other than that, it's like, please, please, please give us this goddamn game. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. As always, if you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below in the description, as always. And until next video, I'll see you then.